Well, hi, everybody. So, are you feeling better? Do you think there's some justice on the way? Uh, maybe a little. Maybe a little. Um, I do remember saying several times that we'd never have to worry about Trump running for office again. And I really, because he'd be running from jail before about the time it'd be time for him to start saying he was running for office. So anyway, how are y'all doing out there tonight? I hope you're doing great. I don't know what's been wrong with this old lady. She just had all of her bones have been weak, just been tired. I started to take a COVID test about a week ago. Maybe I should have. Maybe I'd had an excuse for being so tired. But I'm feeling better today. And gosh, I can't believe what's going on. I mean, I believe everything that's coming forward about Trump. It's stuff that I already said was going on even before the end of the year last year. I kept telling you he wasn't leaving and that he was going to try to invoke martial law. Martial law if he had to take over. Well, he didn't get that far, but he got awful close to it. So anyway, I want to thank anybody who's watching this. Thank you so much, and thank you for showing up, because I know sometimes I take some long breaks in between, but it's not because I'm not thinking of you guys. I love it. I love it when you write to me. Somebody wrote me a couple of messages today and I love it. I just wanted to, if you've been following this channel all along, I just want to thank you for following it, and please hit subscribe and like if you haven't been, so it helps people be able to find it. And I know I don't come on that often, only a couple of times a month, but I love doing this, and if you're enjoying it, be sure and hit that, because it helps me be able to stay on YouTube. So, and YouTube's getting ridiculous. It's all advertisements, and I have a YouTube uh, stream. I stream my TV, and I stream what I use instead of a cable box is an Apple box, and the one I chose was YouTube. So I not only get regular YouTube, but all my other channels come in through YouTube. And you'd think they'd cut me a break when it came to all the stupid advertisements on the other YouTube, but they don't. Anyway, I'm not sure how it's supposed to work, because I don't know nothing about that, but I know it used to be a joy to watch it. And at least I just can't sit here and watch it all day. I'll come in and turn the commercials off. If I'm not really paying attention, I won't even remember what I was watching. There'll be some commercial going off for 10 minutes. And that's ridiculous. But I knew that they wouldn't keep it like it was for too long. Any way they can figure out how to make a buck on anything, they're going to figure out how to make a buck on it. So, anyway, what are we going to talk about tonight? I'm sorry, but I can't help but talk about Biden. I mean, I don't know what that speech was supposed to be about that he came out with. And looked like he had Kamala Harris next to him as a hostage. So they're going to form a committee to look into women losing half their civil rights, or more than that, losing their civil rights, or they have to form a committee to study it when they knew it was coming for 2 months before they ever put it out. I can't believe how ill prepared the Democrats are for everything. And I was hoping that he'd get enough smart people around him that would help him change things up. But he got people around him that just wanted to keep things just like they were, like they've always been. But politics are not like they've always been. So I'm not sure what's going on about this. I don't know. Let me move this over just a little bit. I don't know if it's even picking me up or not. So I don't know what's going on. I have a feeling I know what's going on. It makes me sick at my stomach, but I don't think I want to mention that. I wanted to talk to you guys and cheer you up. I do think they've got Trump, and I think he's going down. I don't think he'll ever go to jail, since they're even afraid to take his phone or offer him a subpoena. But I did hear that was the next thing they were going to do, is take Trump's phone. So, like he'd have the same phone he did 6 months ago. And how many did he have at that time? 10 or 12 or 14 or something? I don't understand these people. They don't work like I would if I was trying to get information on somebody. But the damnedest thing I've heard all week, and first I just heard it from TYT, and I thought, well, maybe they're hyping it, but now I'm hearing it on all the other channels. Not that TYT, I think, hypes anything. The other channels just slip by it, but when you start hearing it on the other ones, it must. So it sounds like he's already done this. Like I said, I walk around the house just listening to the news, and this, I think, came in on some of the ABC or NBC or something like that networks, and it was why it's like Biden made a deal with McConnell. You know, his good friend McConnell. I think the man's, I don't know what he's on. But anyway, it's on old-timers drugs. And I'm not saying he's got Alzheimer's. I'm saying old-timers drugs, like things are just like they were 50 years ago. I can talk to my old friend Mitch and trust him at his word. But anyway, I guess he made a deal with Mitch that he'd give him a totally right-wing, lifetime federal judge appointment for Kentucky to this guy. And I've seen videos of him. He's a real, anyway, he's another Marjorie Taylor Greene. But he's going to get a lifetime appointment for a federal judge if Biden okays it. And I thought I heard tonight that he'd already okayed it. That's why I was thinking, well, that's coming out of other channels. And the deal's supposed to be that when Biden gets ready to put his judges in, which he hadn't had a chance to put some of them in, but that he won't fight against any of Biden's judges. So are they talking about judges for the Supreme Court? When I listened to one person, that's what they were saying. But when I listened to other people, that's not even what they were talking about. They were just talking about appointing judges. And if Biden's in a position after the midterms to put Supreme Court judges in there and to get them in there and get something done, then McConnell's not going to be there anyway. He's going to retire. Or he'll be gone. The minute he's not boss, he'll be gone. He likes being boss, and he's thinking about retiring anyway. So the only thing that would get him to stay there is if the repubes did a whole took over everything, then he might stay there to grind it in and do that little I just stabbed you in the back smile while he's refusing all Biden's judges for the next 2 years. But anyway, I was just going to say, I can't believe anybody would believe anything that Mitch McConnell had to say, or says, or will say, or has ever said. And it's, and, you know, and who's to say that Mitch McConnell isn't dead and gone when by the time Biden starts putting, if it's going to be Supreme Court judges, which one of them's going to go first, him or whatever. It's, I'm not trying, this is for YouTube entertainment only, people, but this, I'm not trying to say I want something to happen to these people, but they're kind of getting long in the tooth to start planning stuff that could be going on 3 years from now. But anyway, I guess we all should be pretty happy that it looks like something's finally happening in the Justice Department. At least something's coming down, because all the rats are jumping the ship. You know, here comes Bannon getting permission from Trump to testify when he didn't have any coverage from Trump to start with, and the Supreme Court had already ruled on it. I mean, that was all a bunch of bullshit, but he's going to use that his lawyers are going to use that as an excuse to try to keep him out of jail for not showing up. And then I can't believe it when I watch these news programs saying, oh, Trump gave him permission. And I thought, what in the fuck's that got to do with anything? Anyway, it just blows my mind how many people hear that stuff and believe it when it wasn't even possible to start with. So I'm just going to do a quick one to see if some new news is coming out from Cipollone. I'm not going to do a long one on him because I already read on him last week or last time I read or something. But I'm glad he came in and hopefully came clean from what we all understand. We don't know till we see what some of his testimony was. But that's one thing going on there. So let's read on Cipollone. Is there any new information coming through? Let's just see if there's any new information coming through. He was really in charge of everything. Yeah, he was pretty nice about talking. Look at this. We got double aces. So that would be yes, yes, yes. A lot of new stuff coming in. Shouldn't even have to pull anymore. That's double aces. That challenge is going to be for Trump. If he thought he was going to run before this, after they hear what Cipollone's got to say, I don't think Trump will be worrying about running for office. I think that's going to be the challenge to this. The Republicans are going to have to rearrange everything. They're already trying to behind the scenes. They're chewing their toenails. Ooh. Look at this. There's a whole lot of secrets coming out. So I asked if he was going to let anything out. And here's double aces. Not yes, but hell yes. And it's going to get this thing really going. And it's going to be a lot of things that we didn't know about. So that sounds great. Let's hope that's what's going on with those. And that sounds great. So that was on Cipollone. The next one, I know that Steve Bannon's just playing stupid games because he knows he's going to jail. He's got to go to his court trial tomorrow too. I think he had to show up for ignoring those subpoenas or something tomorrow. That's the excuse he's going to use. He's going to say, well, I talked to my lawyer and we're trying to talk to Trump or something. Something that stupid. Some kind of privilege that he thought he had that he doesn't have. So I know. But I'm going to do a longer layout on Bannon, even though I hate to do cards on him. But I'm going to see what's going on. What's going to happen to Bannon? What's going to happen tomorrow? Like I said, I think he has to go to court tomorrow. And tomorrow's Monday, so let's see. Well, he's going to walk in there like he's got special privileges. That was from the past, though he don't have them anymore. It's all about money. They want him to tell where his money's coming from and where any money's coming from that's messed up in this whole anything. So I don't think that they're going to question him that much. I don't know what he was going in there for, but he had to show up for trial to see if I think you can get 6 years or something like that for turning down a subpoena like he did, so maybe that's what all that was about. So, but look at all this family money. He thought that he'd be able just to smooth through this. I'm thinking that's what's going on, even in his mind in the present. because he thinks he's got a contract to get him free. Maybe he has one of those pocket pardons or whatever. But he thinks he's got a way out of here because of a contract he made with somebody already. But we got Michael here as the future. So justice is coming through for him. It's to do with money. They're going to find so many connections between Steve Bannon and money, 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 money. Look at this. Contracts and money, contracts and money. He thinks he's a winner because thinks he's going to get his hands on all this money someday. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do with it. But this is what's going to happen to him. So I wouldn't be surprised by this card here. I'm going to cut one more. That shows him going to jail. Is this immediate? They might give him 5 or 6 weeks. This is the 7 of Pentacles, but it's about more money. That's why I was laughing when I turned it over. But anyway, he might just end up more money. I guess it's what the world's about. I don't know. The only reason I would want to be mega rich right now to go to a really good pain doctor or something, find out why I'm always so sore all over. And I got good insurance and not the best doctors in the world here where I live. All I got to do is get on the phone tomorrow, and I think I will. It's time to figure out what's going on with me. So I can't take too much for pain because I take Eliquis. So all I can take is Tylenol. And you know what they say about Tylenol? Open up the bottle and take out a handful and flush it down the toilet, and you'll get about as much relief as you will from taking it. And I do get a little bit from taking it, but I couldn't do a commercial for him, let's put it that way. Okay, here's Mark Meadows. Oh, Mark Meadows. He's been hiding in the corner, hasn't he? He's been sliming in and out with the rats every time the door opens. He's still afraid to come out of the corner. Absolutely terrified. That's the energy around Mark Meadows. He is absolutely terrified. Mark Meadows. If anybody'd like a personal reading, I got a lot of openings. It's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And please send me your comments or anything you want me to read on, because that really helps. That really helps when I go to read after I get a fresh bunch of people wanting to know about something. Maybe I can do another. I've got business to take care of tomorrow, but maybe I can do another one of these Tuesday after that hearing. I think that hearing starts in the middle of the night for people in California. Anyway, I'm trying to think of when it starts. It starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be 7 o'clock here. Anyway, Mark Meadows. What are you doing, you little slime ball? I know one thing you're not doing. You're not running for president, are you? You were so sure you were going to probably run for president, if not this time, next time. Mark Meadows. I want to thank all you guys for watching this, too. Mark Meadows. Let's see what's going on with you. Wow. You're not sleeping too good, are you? And you haven't been for a long time. This is your main card. You know a lot of secrets. You know where all the bodies are buried, and some things that people have never thought about. Probably maybe a plan from the Heritage Foundation that pushes giving out all these guns to immature young boys to have a civil war or something? What is it that you're so worried about the secrets coming out? Well, anytime I'm asking questions and drawing cards and I get this, that's a confirmation to me. But this is the foundation is, yeah, you were wanting to start a battle. You were wanting to start a battle. Right now, you'd just like to leave the country. That's what you'd like to do. Because you know that there's no way for you to slip out of this, no matter how sloppy and slippery you are. I'm sorry, I don't like Mark Meadows. Well, he's not going to get help. So there's someplace he thought he was going to get help from, and he's not going to get help from him, which is probably Trump. I mean, who in the hell else would it be? Look at this. It's in the sky over the readings. He was the main planner. Look at this. This is a deal he made with Trump that he'd go through with him till the end on this. I don't know what the payoff was supposed to be for him if they started a revolution and took over the government, but he'd have been in charge of something up there. He's really worried about going to jail. Look at this. This is his 7th house. This is him personally. It's what's going on inside of him. He knows that that he's going up the river. Because justice is coming through. That's the energy around this. It's time. It's time for this stuff to get out in the open. People don't want to listen to it, fine, but it's time for the rest of us. You've been sitting around wondering what in the hell what asteroid hit the United States to make everybody crazy. He's really worried about being a loser. This is the winner's card, that it's in his fears. That's what he's trying to hold in his mind. He's trying to figure out if there's some way he can leave the country. Look at this. And still get his hands on some money and get the hell out of here, someplace where they can't make him leave. I don't know where in the hell that would be. I think somebody's watching him. I think maybe Liz Cheney's got FBI agents watching all these guys to make sure they don't leave the country. But that's what's going on. He hadn't had a good night's sleep in a year. He knows they screwed up. There's just so many secrets being revealed out of this at this present time. And he knows justice is coming after him. He was thinking about leaving the country about 3 months ago, and now he's kind of wishing he had. He was in there, right up there at the top of that, making all the plans with Trump. He was in on everything. You can't say he's from the unkooky team. No, he knew exactly what was going on. He's scared to death he's going to jail. And if Michael has his way, Archangel Michael, he will. Because Mark Meadows is not a winner anymore. This is him thinking and wondering if he can get out of the country and take some of the money that he's got, get a hold or connect into some of the money he's got stored all over. And this is some lady that's watching him. Still think that's got something to do with Liz Cheney. I think they've probably had FBI agents on these guys ever since. The ones that they know that may run. So that's what's going on with Marky Mark. He not really that good, is he? He's in a bad position. I'm glad to see that he was even worried because I mean, the man can't be that stupid to think that he can sit there and play games on his phone while people are trying to kill each other a block from him and not even say anything to the president when he's his chief of staff. I mean, that doesn't even... He's right in the middle of it. And the other one on here... I wanted to see where a friend of mine wanted me to ask and see where Kamala Harris was going to be in 2 years. She looked like a freaking hostage, didn't she? Did you guys see that news conference where he was talking about abortion? She was standing next to him, and she looked like a hostage in a Russian jail. So I don't know what's been going on with her since she's been in office, but I know she's a very smart and intelligent woman, and if they'd have listened to some of the things she had to say, they might have been doing a hell of a lot better. I don't think she realized how right-wing that Biden was when he went in there, and that he'd do anything just to keep his donors and all the Republicans happy and their money coming in. I think she thought he was going to go in there and actually fight for the people. And if you don't like this, you don't have to listen to it. I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm just saying that I don't even know if it's purposely. I don't even think if he realizes it. But he's way off in some other world, especially when it comes to anything he could do about these abortion rights. He should be doing them already. Should have already had all the paperwork they could find and do and research done before it even came out, because they knew it was coming. And pull this big press conference and say you're going to have a committee look into it. That's his favorite thing. It's all he's done since he got in office, is have committees look into things that he can't seem to figure out how to do. So, whatever. So let's look at Kamala Harris. What's going on with her in 2 years? I don't think that they'll, if they do, we'll lose the election. I hope they don't even try to run him for president next time. I hope they find somebody else. We'll read on that. We'll read on Gavin Newsom after this. He wasn't my first pick. I'd like to see Senator Whitehouse. And I like Newsom, but I don't know. I don't know which one would be best, but I thought Whitehouse might be a really good, Sheldon Whitehouse might be a really good pick to run for president. Well, you got it the right name, but I'm just joking about that. But names are important. But he's really been going after Kavanaugh. He's been still trying to figure out where all this money came from to pay his bills off, and he's been following the money, and he's getting closer and closer. And that's my kind of congressman. But maybe it's just me. We're all just like, if you guys like Biden, that's great. But you don't have to write and tell me about it. I know everything he's done and everything he hasn't done and what he promised and how little effort was put in to get most of it done that he didn't get done. Things he could have done and didn't do. So, anyway, let's do Kamala Harris. That's what we're doing. Kamala. What's going on with you in 2 years? 2 years from now. We know what's going on you now. They got a gag on you, got your hands tied behind your back, and they don't want you to take care of or do anything unless it's something that can't be done anyway. They wouldn't want you to show up Biden and actually get something done. But maybe she's learning how things go in there. But I felt like she's had a gag on her ever since she's been in there, that she's never been able to say what she thinks or what she feels, and I don't think that's right. Well, 2 years from now, she feels a lot stronger than she does now. Look at this. That's the signifier for her. for 2 years and now is the strength card. Oh, look at this. Maybe she will run for president. Maybe something's going to happen in the next couple of years, and she's going to show a side of her that I know is there. I know it's there, but she acts like she's been afraid to even talk. Because we got the world card is the energy. That's the influence, is the world is watching her. She's strong, the world's watching her. And she's going to show her strength. Look at this. Interesting. And that strength's going to be coming from a good place. She's going to have a lot of backing. What is going to happen? She's been laying awake at night trying to figure out which way to go. She's got a deep decision to make, and she's not sure how she wants to go with it. She's going to start throwing out some of her ideas, maybe even leaking them to the press or something. That's what she's trying to figure out to do, whether to get out of this bondage or not. She feels like by getting into this administration, like she joined the Republican Party. So these guys are way, way further right than she thought she was going to get into. And from what I understand, Biden was throwing out some names for Supreme Court judges, and one of them was a far right wing. This isn't the first one I was talking about. That was for the judgeship in Kentucky, but this was a far right wing. He mentioned maybe he ought to put somebody like him on. Look at this. I guess she gets kind of rewarded as long as she does everything they tell her to do. But they're not going to be able to keep her under a blanket. Look at these cards. Gosh, they're all from the main arcana. Can't believe this. Wheel of Fortune. For hopes and fears. She just doesn't want to give it all up. And then Judgment. So this is what's going on between now and the next 2 years. I don't know what... These are some pretty damn good cards. They'd be great if it was somebody that was running for president. It'd be a pretty good run. So let's look at this. We got the Strength card for the influencer. We've got the World card. She's got the bully pup. She's got strength, and she's got the bully pulpit as being the vice president, even though she feels like she can't. The cat's got her tongue because they got it wired down. She really wants to get some truth out there. She's just really trying to figure out whether she should shine light on this truth. She's losing sleep about it, trying to figure out if she wants to literally, if she has to even leak them, get some of her ideas out there on things that might be able to help. She's almost to the point of thinking, I'm just going to say what I think we could do. I know they're on her like crap. They don't want her saying anything or doing anything. I don't think she realized how confining it would be when she went in there. But to start with, she thought she was going in there under more like-minded people. Instead of, she feels like she's in the middle of a bunch of Republicans. She could have been their star person by now, but they're so terrified to give her any kind of fame or any kind of even note where people can see her and stuff. They want to keep her hid because they know that people aren't that happy with Biden, and it could really change it if they really start liking her. But that's why they ought to put her out there. They ought to start letting her show what she knows, so at least when she can go up against some other ones in the primaries, Unless the Democratic Party's stupid enough to just give that to him. That's why I hope Nancy Pelosi quits, but she's never going to quit. She's never going to quit. But I will say the last card is judgment. So if she's supposed to be there at that finish line or at that starting line to run for president in 2 years, she's going to be there. Or she's going to be way out in front. If she has cards like these for 2 years from now, she's going to be on top. So I'm not going to be able to sleep after seeing these cards, because what I'm going to do, something's going to change. Something's going to break wide loose in the next year and a half that's going to put more of a... And here it is, the Strength card, the World card. The Strength card again, and hell yes, and everybody will know who she is. She's kind of worried it won't happen, but at the same time she needs this to happen, because she does have a lot of ideas, and they may not all be perfect. This is the, dazzle them with bullshit and brilliance, but at the same time, this is also... let's get some of my ideas. I have an idea how we can fix this, and that nobody's listening to her. She feels like she's in a group of Republicans. Nobody wants to listen to her because they're scared to death that she might have a good idea. And she could be a star if they had handled her right, but they didn't handle her right. And the wheel of fortune is going to change, and justice is coming, so... something's going to happen to get her on the world stage. After looking at these cards, that's the only thing I can say about them. I don't know what it is, but something's going to force her onto the world stage, whether she wanted to go on it right now or not. And once she goes there, then she's going to just keep building strength. So I think that's what's happening with her. And then I'm just going to do 4 real quick, because there's enough crap going on without bringing too much other junk into it. It's like they just can't get enough news. But I'm going to see if maybe Gavin Newsom. Not Gavin Newsom. What's his name? Gavin. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom. Let's see. Is he going to be running for president under the Democratic ticket? I'm only going to draw 4 cards for this. Like I said, no matter how early I want to start these deals, I never get them going early. I never do. I've been moving furniture for 2 weeks. I had to pay somebody to come pick up a brand new couch I bought not too long ago, but I only gave half of it away. I could have sold it if I'd have kept them together. But I wanted the small portion of it, and I love purple, so I just gave the big portion away. And it made a lot more room in my living room, thank God. I felt like the walls were caving in on me. But now every day I've had to move furniture all week trying to figure out what to do. So, Gavin Newsom, what's going on with you, Gavin Newsom? What's your plans? You've already kind of thrown your hat in a ring in a roundabout way. At least you're not afraid to say something about the Lord. Is that what they call him in Scotland? Well, I got the King of Wands here. I've been thinking about this for years. And he has a lot of people that would really back him out and go up. He could get some energy going. That's why he'd make a good candidate. Because he could really get some energy going. The challenge might be crazy. What's her name? Kevin's ex-wife. not Kevin, Gavin's ex-wife. We all have different things going on in our life, but I don't know what. If she was as goofy then as she crazy then as she is now, well, maybe she was fun in the sack. Who knows? Obviously. So anyway, he won't have any trouble getting the backing. He'll have all kinds of people trying to back him if he comes out. I think he knows that. I think he's already talked to the donors. They'll be backing him up he's too corporate for me, but for president, we're not about to get anybody in there. It's not corporate for a long time. So he would be a good pick because he's young and he's got energy. He's tall. That's one of the deals for running for anything and succeeding. I don't know why, but it always has been. Look at that. He'd have the backing. The challenge would be getting the women, Nancy Pelosi maybe behind him or something. But he'll have enough other ones that she is going to have to lose some power here somewhere. And he's definitely got the strength and he could be the winner. So that sounds good. When my friend Mark first asked me about that, I knew they were going to try to run him. I didn't think they'd try to run him this term, but this would probably be the best time to run him. Be nice to have somebody in there that's not so old they're totally feeble, and he's not no spring chicken. Just because he looks like one up against the rest of the people that are in our government right now. God, I can't believe the old people in there. Anyway, I love you all, and I laid some different cards out here because I was going to read on the Trumps. I don't know if I should do that or not. Let me see. Did I read on Trump already? Or I don't think so. Let's just see what's going on with him. And does he know he's gone? Does he know he's shit in his mess bucket? Not just a little bit, all the way full. He's got to know that. Gosh, I hope that thing's still going. I'm not sure it is. Anyway, let's see real quick. I'll be really disappointed if I go to look at that and it's not even on or something. So, let's see. Oh, he's always pulled himself out of everything, so he's thinking something's going to happen. Somebody will help him. Somebody will get him out of this if he can't figure out how to do it himself. So that's the signifier, is he still thinks he's a magician. And he still thinks he can get a hold of enough money to get him out of anything. Somebody way up in the party or way up in the Heritage Foundation or something that's got some money put back, and he's made some kind of deal with them a long time ago before he pushed this deal through. This race riot and war he's trying to start. So there's some kind of partnership there that maybe might get exposed. He loves making turmoil. That's the energy on this reading. The more turmoil he can make, the better he feels. But I don't think he's going to have that much control. The high priestess has got control over him. So is he going bye-bye? Not the Seven of Swords. And with this deck, this is the dark card. This is him still trying to gather arms and see how many people, see what kind of an army he could bring through. And don't underestimate the police department, and don't underestimate even our military right now. I don't know. There's some bad stuff going on. Think of all those military men were there at the Capitol. He's still being totally foolish. This is what's going on inside himself. He knows he's foolish. He's not only just being foolish, he knows he sounds like a fool. And he's got the devil right on his ass. The devil's all around him. They're after him. They're not going to let him do nothing. They're ready to boot him. He's thinking about leaving the country. That's what he's thinking about. He didn't really think he was going to have to, but now he's thinking he might have to. He knows he's still got a lot of people that look up to him, even as batshit crazy as he is. But they're going to find out where his money stashes are. He ain't going to be... I doubt they'd let him go anywhere in his own plane. I don't think they're going to let him out of the country, because this is all the stashes of money. This is the money from all over, where he's got it and what he's done and how much. They've got records coming in and through and stuff they're working on. Yeah, he's not going nowhere. Don't see any jail cards here. Yeah, even if he has to tell him that he's sick, this card's upside down. He'll avoid jail. But if they just follow the money and keep him out of politics and have him pay fines, I'd be a pretty happy camper. If they did let it out tomorrow morning that he was in jail for life, they'd probably never quit partying in the streets for 2 weeks. It'd probably change everybody's attitude even before it was through. Hopefully, or either they'd start a civil war. Oh, Lord. I didn't say that. Anyway, I love you guys. I've been getting some strong hits on a few things that I don't want to say too much about, but let's all stay in a happy mood over this, happy mood over this hearing coming out like it's been coming out so far. And I think I'll do a reading on Tuesday. It's my plan right now to do a hearing, a reading on Tuesday. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for being so sweet. And I hope this video turned out, because I'm shooting it out the back of that deal. But anyway, good night all, and I love you all, and thank you so much, and namaste.